Hello, my name is Kantodea Schnabel, and welcome to the portfolio that I completed as the final project for the University of Kansas master's degree in special education with a focus on high incidence disabilities. I'm going to give you a brief introduction to the website for which I completed my portfolio, and then I'll talk with you a bit about my experience in the program as well. So here we are on the main page of my portfolio website. On this page, you'll find out a bit more about me. You can take a look at my bio that gives you a better sense of my history in teaching, what brought me to study special education at the University of Kansas. And next, if you navigate on this part of the page, is my teaching philosophy. So you can take a look at what informs my methods and my practice as a teacher in the classroom and as I'm planning. And next, you can go ahead and take a look at my resume, which is on this page. It's linked right here and gives you a sense of my education background, my work experience, particularly in the field of education. And then in this part of the website, this is really the main part of the website as it applies to SPED 898, because here you'll find all of the artifacts and reflections that I've compiled as part of the final project. You'll find there are 12, there's number 1 to 12, there are 12 artifacts along with the reflections for those artifacts. So you can go ahead, take a look, they'll link to an artifact and you can take a more in-depth look there. And on the last part of the page, you'll find my contact information, my email address at which you can contact me. Now, I'm going to talk with you a bit about my experience in the special education program at the University of Kansas. As I said, I'm completing the master's with the focus on high incidence disabilities and the teacher track. Now, when I was revising the artifacts for SPED 898, I felt really proud and amazed because I started the program in 2017 and I took a bit over a year off. I took a leave of absence for some personal reasons, but I also see that, over the span of 4 years since I started the program, I've just really grown as a teacher, and I'm so proud and amazed with myself that I stuck with it, and here I am at the end of my master's degree. I feel increasingly confident. At the beginning of the program, I was insecure about having only worked as an early childhood teacher and never worked in the United States. I've only ever taught in China and Mongolia, and the special ed systems in both those countries are significantly less developed than in the United States. And when I first began the program, both the early childhood factor and the lack of understanding of what's happening in the US made me less confident. It made me a bit frustrated when I would hear people talking about things I had no understanding of, of maybe some structures or, legal precedents in the US that informed teachers' practice there that I had never experienced and that really weren't applicable to me here. And I see now, though, as I looked back in SPED 898, how I've actually really been able to take what I've learned in this master's degree program and really apply it to what I do here in Mongolia, even if it looks a little different. So at the end of the day, I just feel really empowered in looking back at these past 4 years in this master's degree program. And now I'll tell you a bit about how I chose the artifacts that I did. The first 10 artifacts were those that were required for inclusion in the teacher track portfolio. And then the additional 2 artifacts were from SPED 854, the coaching conversation, and SPED 856, the running project. I chose the coaching conversation because it really informs the work that I do here. In Mongolia, I will not be a special education teacher. There are not positions, even at international schools, really for special ed teachers. And also I've always known that I would like to stay in the general ed classroom, but to really be able to make learning accessible to all my students and to have inclusive learning spaces. And I'm also starting my own NGO in which I'm teaching my own classes as well as offering consulting services to families of students with disabilities who are enrolled at schools here. So in that way, the SPED 854 coaching conversations are really important because, especially in running my own business or my own organization, I'm having a lot of conversations with parents, with school administrators, with teachers, as well as with students. So being able to envision those conversations that I'm having with the adults, like assistants, parents, is really important. So that's why I included this artifact. And then I included the running project from SPED 856 because even though I prefer working with elementary age students, I think it's really important to always have that transition in the back or the forefront of my mind and the people with whom I'm working. Especially here in Mongolia, there is very little support from the government for students in school as well as who've made a transition into adulthood. So especially when I'm doing consulting work, it's really important for me to be able to gauge what will be happening in the future and let that inform the work that I do with my clients. So, and then in reviewing the artifacts, I connected to the feedback that I was given, particularly when it came to the APA mechanics of writing and formatting. Especially when I look back at some of the earliest classes back in 2017, 2018, my understanding and use of APA mechanics was very rough and required a lot of revision when I went back to them for SPED 898. It also really emphasized for me the importance of planning, of being able to envision and reflect on my work. I think if I had left all of these artifacts, never touched them after they got their grade in whichever course they were a part of, I would have really gotten a lot less from them. Being able to revisit these artifacts in SPED 898, I learned even more, even though I wasn't in the writing process. I just realized how important revisiting that learning can be. And I also could see from the feedback that I was given by my professors, from the experiences that I had in completing those assignments, I could sort of see over time how I began to adapt more comfortably what I was learning in the master's program to the context here in Mongolia, which was very, very rewarding to see. And in writing the reflections, I used a variety of viewpoints, sometimes subjective, sometimes critical, sometimes defensive, also open and accepting. I know there were, I would say there were two reflections in which I was still a bit frustrated, feeling like I hadn't quite, I hadn't done what I wish I had during the assignment, or I still didn't quite understand how I could have done better. But by the end of the reflection and then in receiving Dr. Robinson's comments, I feel like I was able to make that peace. So even after the reflection, I was able to come to a less subjective or less critical, I should say, stance and be accepting of what I had learned, what my experience had been in those classes. I also found that as I wrote, I became more and more open and accepting of what I had done and how I had experienced this program. Let's see. Yeah, I also realized that at one point I stopped trying to fit in with what was happening in the US system. That was my main source of frustration when writing the reflections and when doing the assignments. And there was a point in time where I just said, it's okay. And I began to adapt what I was learning to a Mongolian context and, sort of leave some of the stuff that I knew I couldn't use and take what I knew that I could. Yeah, and like I said, in future, I will continue to use what I've learned in this master's degree program to, especially as I'm building my consulting and educational services here in Mongolia. And if I would return to the US, I'm sure this knowledge would be invaluable in completely new ways that I haven't yet experienced. Now, in terms of the ePortfolio, I had initially begun using Wix, but found it a bit harder to use, so I turned instead to Weebly. And I really appreciated the templates that they had, the ease of use that I found in Weebly. When I began, I had definitely a novice level of expertise. I'm not a technology person, but right now I actually feel very comfortable. It's not fancy, but I feel really comfortable in what I've built through this website. SPED 775 was my first experience creating a website, and I can already tell that that experience was a lot harder than my current experience in SPED 898. And yeah, the iterative process was certainly of trying something, seeing what did work, seeing what didn't work, of continuing to refine my artifacts. I realized that I was able to, when I was first writing my assignments, I was really immersed in just getting everything on paper. But by this time in SPED 898, I've been able to step back and really look more critically and also more appreciatively at what I've written, because I'm not trying to just get all the content on there. The content's there and now I can refine it, which I really appreciate. And what I've learned, things that went well, I'm going to start with what didn't go well. So at first, I didn't have a very good system in place. I remember, especially with APA, I was just sort of throwing things together, having to consult the APA manual all the time. And then I figured out a system of, really formatting my cover pages, and then, being able to save Word documents and then save them as PDFs. I would say what didn't go well at first was mainly mechanical and technological. But then over time, it started to go better and better, and I developed a system for really structuring the APA formatting and making revisions. And yeah, I would say what went well was developing a more streamlined process. And also, I think what accounts for the difference is that I've been able to accept my strengths and weaknesses. I know that there are certain aspects of technology that really frustrate me, so I've been able to accept that, but then also to open up to learning new things about technology and about myself as a student and a teacher. Well, thank you so much for listening to this introduction. I hope you enjoy my portfolio, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Bye-bye.